Thank you for tuning in to the Generational Gauntlet Top 5 Faves. This is the podcast where we give you our top 5 on a topic with a generational twist to it. My name is Matt Lambert, and I'm the host of this podcast. Each week, I bring in a guest who's from a different generation than me to discuss or debate our top 5 on a selected topic. I'm a millennial, and most of the hosts I'll be bringing on this podcast are going to be Gen Xers. However, today I get to bring on my favorite person from Gen Alpha and one of my favorite people in the entire world. If you don't know what Gen Alpha is, it's people born from 2010 to 2024. It's probably a high majority of them that are running around right now saying 6, 7. So without further ado, I bring in my daughter, Nora. When she knew I was starting this podcast up, she said she was excited to come on this thing. Nora, why were you so pumped to come on here with me today?
Well, because I wanted to debate with you.
You wanted to debate with me, and if I recall, you said you wanted to tell me why I'm so wrong on things.
Yes.
Today you get that chance. One thing Nora and I disagree on significantly right now is about music from animated movies. Which one's the best? And we thought this would be a good topic for the two of us, as we know we're going to disagree, and we've watched a ton of animated films together. So if you haven't checked out this podcast before, this is how it works. We each have a top 5 list we've prepared on this topic. We've not seen or heard each other's lists until this very moment. I have a strong suspicion of what Nora's list looks like, but she doesn't know a single thing about mine. She's going to share her number 5 first, and then why it's her number 5. I'll do my number 5, give you the why, and we'll continue until we complete our lists. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Nora. Nora, what is your number 5 song from an animated movie?
My number 5 song from an animated movie would be Free. Free is an underrated song. I think that it is simply fantastic because of its beat and the singers. Although it is slow, I think it gets better as you go along. And I think it's just it's a really good song. I think people should listen to it more than they actually do.
Is this from the K-pop Demon Hunters?
Certainly.
Okay, I have no idea what this song is. I think I've heard you talk about it, but definitely not in my top 5 today. All right, my number 5, I've got Surface Pressure from Encanto. So I'm going to say this to start. Lin-Manuel Miranda is known for Hamilton. That's what most people say they know him for. But if you haven't heard his work on Encanto or Moana, which are both going to be on my list, you're sleeping on the dude. While the whole Encanto soundtrack slaps, Surface Pressure has some hip-hop-ish vibes to it, which for me, I love. It also deals with struggling with people's perceptions about you, which I think is pretty cool. And when I did some research on it, this song was number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the year the movie was released. So good music, yes. Good message, absolutely. Does it bop? It does. For those reasons, it's on my list. Nora, I'm going to hand it back to you. What's your number 4?
My number 4 would be Your Idol. This song has a great beat, and I think that it is simply wonderful. I think that it is motivational and is perfect to listen to when you are in deep thought. I think it's a really fantastic song.
This is also from K-pop Demon Hunters, right?
Yes, of course it is.
I'm starting to sense a theme of K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yes.
For the record, I can't stand the songs from that movie or the movie itself. All right, number 4 for me is Shiny from Moana. And I may be wrong for saying this, but I think that villains have some of the best songs in animated movies. I don't even know what the villain is in this movie. Is he a crab? Is he a lobster? I don't know, but whatever he is, I love the song. And I also love that the song is basically him saying, this is what I'm going to do to the protagonists, and this is how good I look. That's what the song is about at the end of the day. And as a millennial, it gave me vibes of Bling Bling by Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Baby BG back in the day. This song was also written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's a common theme on my list. I, I think he might actually be attached to almost every song in my top five. So that's number 4 for me. I'm going to kick it back to the K-pop demon hunter herself. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is also K-pop Demon Hunter, What It Sounds Like. What It Sounds Like is my number 3 because it simply makes me smile to listen to. It has really clever lyrics, and I think that it is wonderful song. It does start off slow, but it gets so good.
All right, you seem really passionate about that song. I
Mhm.
don't know if I share your enthusiasm for it, but that's okay. For me, I think every generation has certain songs that just speak to the entire generation. And my number 3 is The Circle of Life from The Lion King. We're talking back the original Lion King. And this is the song for millennials. When that opening line hits, I don't even know what they're saying. The Sanena. I just know it gets the people going. Several years ago, I saw a clip that there were college spring breakers. I think it was at a hotel in Florida. And that's the song they played to wake them up every day. And kids are on their balconies losing their minds, just excited about that song dropping. That's a song for millennials. You know, when I think about that song, it's got Elton John in it. It's got Hans Zimmer, who wrote the scores for movies like the Dark Knight trilogy. I think he was in the Pirates of the Caribbean, just any major movie he's been attached to. The Circle of Life was nominated for a Grammy. It was nominated for an Academy Award. It was number 18 on the Billboard Top 100, and I think it still holds up today. When you hear this song, you just imagine all the animals gathered in a circle, Rafiki walking to the edge of the that cliff, looking like he's about to yeet Simba into the crowd. And I'm here for all of it. Give me the nostalgia. It's number 3. Nora, I can hear you chuckling a little bit, so that brings me some joy. All right. What's your number 2 on your list?
Takedown be my number 2. So at my jiu-jitsu class, they started playing Takedown while we were doing mountain climbers. In jiu-jitsu, you do takedowns. It was hilarious. At first, I had no care for the song, but I slowly started to realize how catchy it was. Now it's one of my favorite songs.
Nora, this is the first song you've named on your list that I actually can get down to. Takedown is a pretty good jam. It bops a little bit. Not in my top 5, but I can respect the song. All right, my number 2. Got to say this to my millennials listening. We know we don't talk about Fight Club. It's one of the rules of Fight Club. And although the movie Encanto told me not to, I have to when I list my number 2. It's We Don't Talk About Bruno. This is another masterpiece by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And at first, I thought it was just my family. When we watched Encanto for the first time, all of us were running around the room. We were singing We Don't Talk About Bruno, breaking into song at random times of the day. But I've realized that the people loved it too. It was the number 1 song in America on the Billboard Hot 100 the year that Encanto was released. It's Disney's longest ever running number 1 song in history. The song is catchy, it has hip hop in it, which is a plus for me. It's also just instrumental in revealing major plots in the movie. Since America and my family loved it, it's a number 2 for me. Nora, I'm going to hand it over to you. Tell us, what is your number 1 song from an animated movie all time?
I'm sure you would have guessed it. It's Soda Pop. I think the Soda Pop is a fantastic song. Has a great beat and the bonus. It annoys my dad. He hates it more than anything. So naturally, I annoy him with it. It's the best part about it.
She is correct. She does annoy me with this song. I detest it with every fiber of my being. And I had a very strong suspicion it was going to be her number 1 today. So let me get this straight. Your number 1 is mainly your number 1 because it annoys me.
Um, basically, yes.
That's a fair assessment. All right. I'm going to give you my number 1, and it is You're Welcome from Moana. In terms of its commercial success, this wasn't as big of a hit as the others on my list. I think it was number 83 on the Billboard Hot 100. However, Moana's soundtrack itself was a smash hit. It was number 2 Of all the albums that year on the Billboard 200, it was the number one soundtrack. And as you guessed it, Lin Manuel Miranda had his fingerprints all over it. So, why do I love this song more than the others? One, it's catchy. It's got hip hop vibes to it. It's so quick that when you sing it to your kid, you felt like it was an accomplishment because you knew the lyrics. Number two, The Rock sings in it. I like The Rock. The song itself is actually pretty funny. And three is nostalgia. Unlike Nora's number one that she picked because it annoys me, I picked this song because Nora used to love Moana. And we watched it numerous times. And my wife and I would sing You're Welcome to her, sometimes uh, when we really were saying You're Welcome, other times when she maybe was fussy or acted up, and we did it in jest. But it was like the chorus of my household for a period of time. So for all the nostalgia, for the fun the song brings, it's my number one. Nora, I got to ask you, any thoughts you have on our two lists here today?
Well, I know that you know that it would all be K-pop. I'm sure
I
you
did.
guessed it before I even mentioned it.
I did. I know you're in your K-pop era, but can you say that you at least enjoy the songs that I've listed today?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. That's all right. I stand by what I said in a previous episode. A lot of times we're not going to have a consensus. We're going to disagree because we come from different generations. I'm sure we left some classics off our lists. I know there's songs out there like You Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story or every parent's nightmare for at least a year running of Frozen's Let It Go. But this was the way our lists how they shook out today. So I want to thank everyone for listening to another episode. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, let someone else know to check this podcast out. Help us sway the algorithms in our favor. I also want this podcast to cover topics that interest you. If you have a top 5 list you want us to rank, I take suggestions at generationalfave5 at gmail.com. That's generational, FAVE, the number 5 at gmail.com. Thank you all for tuning in.